The cardiovascular system is composed of three parts: the blood, the vessels, and the heart. And today we're going to talk about the heart. The heart is just a big giant pump. That's what it does. It pumps blood, and there are actually two circuits or two pathways that blood can take. Blood can be pumped to the pulmonary circuit, and actually the right side of the heart, the right pump, pumps to the pulmonary circuit, which takes blood to the lungs and back to the heart again. The left pump, or the left side of the heart, will pump to the systemic circulation. Pumps blood to the body, the head, the feet, all the way around the body, and back to the right side of the heart again. So let's first take an external view of the heart. And I've drawn the heart here with the what's called the great vessels, those big vessels that leave and enter the heart. Actually, these are leaving the heart. Let's see. So let's take a look at the outside. Now, the heart is made up of cardiac muscle. And even though blood is being pumped through the heart itself, that blood that goes through the heart doesn't provide nutrients and oxygen for the heart itself, the cardiac muscle. That is supplied by its own set of circulation called the coronary vessels, or the coronary circulation. Now the coronary vessels arise from this large vessel called the aorta. So as blood is pumped out of the aorta, blood is pumped out the right coronary artery here, and then the left coronary artery, which goes out here and actually divides into two separate vessels. So this one again is the right coronary. I'm going to put right with a circle. And the left coronary artery. I know these are vessels, but I'm going to do the vessels associated with the heart too. And then we have the circumflex. Flex artery, and then the anterior interventricular artery. The top part of the heart, this kind of flat portion here, is called the base of the heart. And the pointy part down here is called the apex of the heart. There are some flaps here, I'm going to draw like this, called the auricles. So this is the right auricle. Auricle refers to ear because it's like flaps, like the ear. And this is the left auricle. And the auricles are in the area where the atria are located, and we'll do that in just a second. The other vessel that comes out of the base of the heart is called the pulmonary trunk right here, which leads into the pulmonary circulation. And these lead into the pulmonary arteries. All right. Now, blood makes its way back to the heart through veins. Okay, so this, remember, brings blood to the cardiac muscle, and then blood comes back through the venous system. Let's take a look here at the internal view of the heart and follow the path of blood through the heart, and that's what we'll do today. Blood comes from the systemic circulation, from the body, and makes its way to the right side of the heart. This is called the right atrium, RA. This is the left atrium. This is the right ventricle, and this is the left ventricle. So those are the chambers of the heart. So right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. Now blood enters the right atrium through vessels called the vena cavas. These are veins. Briefly, veins bring blood back to the heart and arteries take blood away from the heart. So this is the superior vena cava and this is the inferior vena cava, which both bring blood into the right atrium. Blood then, I'm going to just kind of draw little arrows. Blood then passes from the right atrium through valves. I'm going to do them green. And this first valve is called the right AV valve. The right atrioventricular valve. Sometimes called the tricuspid valve because it has 3 cusps on it. Blood then flows through the right AV valve, AV again, atrioventricular valve, into the right ventricle. Then from here, as the ventricles contract, it's going to squeeze blood out through the pulmonary trunk and through the next valve called the pulmonary semilunar valve. Semilunar refers to half moon. So blood then will go through the pulmonary trunk to the pulmonary arteries, to the lungs, right and left lungs, back to the heart through vessels called the pulmonary veins. Several of them. So brings blood into the left atrium. Then from here to the left AV valve. Or the bicuspid. The way to remember which goes to which side, you try before you buy. Okay, so then blood will pass through the bicuspid valve into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, it will pass through the aortic semilunar valve here. Just made it to go the wrong way. So this is the aortic semilunar valve, and then blood will make its way out the atrium and out the heart. Okay. Really quickly again, blood enters through the superior and inferior vena cavas to the right atrium, through the right AV valve or tricuspid into the right ventricle. From here, blood makes its way out the pulmonary semilunar valve to the pulmonary trunk, then the pulmonary arteries to the lungs. From the lungs, it will make its way back through the pulmonary veins to the left atrium, through the left AV valve or bicuspid valve into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, out the aortic semilunar valve and out the aorta. And that is the path of blood through the heart.